Okay, I'm getting set up. I'm getting set up in here. Let's see. I gotta turn on my TV. I'm getting all set up. Let's see. We're gonna look at this one. Okay. I gotta turn on my TV. Okay, now why? Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me. I think it, hold on, let me. Yeah, I got on late. There we go. Later than I wanted to, but let's see. I have Apple up on a 5-minute chart. We'll pull it back here a little bit because we don't really care about the whole day. We just care about that because that's today. And let me see. Let me just make sure. Audio. There we go. Okay. And let's check this. Default Yeti microphone. Gonna move over there. Go to Safari. We don't want that. We want that. Close. We'll go to Apple. We're on the 4-hour. And we'll go over to Safari. Audio. Yeti microphone. Boom. We've got everything. Okay. I think I've got everything. I am watching. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me go into I'll go into the daily. Okay, so here's what it is, and I think Zeffin's the only one who's on here. This, so I would play APD, APU. I think those are the two. Let me see. APU, AAPD. D up, U is up, D is down. So D is the bear. So if we start to see a huge move, I got to put my do not disturb on. Do not disturb. Here is the algorithm. And what makes me concerned and why I might do the AAPD if I were betting on this one is these are 4-hour candles and you got a button hook right here. And you got a little gap that it's starting to fill down to 164. Seems like it may have filled it. Low was 164.31. Maybe partially filled it yesterday. But we're a minute away from the closing bell. Yeah, I would be slightly concerned if I were actually trading this one. Let's go to a 1-minute chart to see where we're at. A 1-minute chart, you've got no confirmation. It's kind of moving a little bit. 5-minute chart, which is the one that I prefer to trade on because I'm old and can't think fast on the 1-minute chart. I am not going to trade I am going to guide people, but I am not going to personally trade. And the reason I'm not going to personally trade is because I'm at my parents' house and I'm literally standing up on a dresser is where I've got all this going on. So I'm not in a optimal trading position, and probably the only way I would trade is on my phone and after hours. The app is just not fun to trade with. But here's where we are now, and it will probably halt for a minute until we get the actual earnings. And you know they're going to come out on CNBC. But Zephan, I mean, it's not the AAPD and AAPU. I should have 3 charts up, but here, AAP, it wound up down 1%. So AAPD wound up 1.16%. So it's about 1 point. It's supposed to be 1.5. Didn't really, wind up being 1.5, but APU wound up down 1.6. This one indicates to me that, shit, look at the volume today, how it spiked in 5-minute increments. The open, it went nuts. And then right at, what time is that? 3:10. 3:10 was a big volume 5-minute candle. But you can come in. You can come in, little girl. There you go. I'm going to close that. You can sit. My dogs are here. Yeah, I think it's 4:05 is when they actually release. Let me go to Earnings Whispers. Let's see. Earnings Whisper will have it right away usually. So I promised I would come on. So I at least adhered to my promise. Yeah, here's the thing with Apple. Let's look at Apple on FinViz. So your 52-week high is 176. 52-week low is 124. Year to date, you're up 27%. That daily chart took a little button hook there on the right today, down to 165. There's your 52-week high right there at 172. It's going to be hard for them to, well, here, I'm looking at Safari. It's going to be hard for them to, there's that 52-week high. And here's the mid-range, 155. I mean, that's a pretty good support line right there. I mean, if you go down $10, this thing has to really tank for it to go down $10. But AAPL right there. This is the chart. I mean, you've been in since 155. And like I said, here on FinViz, 155 is your support level right there. In the 4-hour, you got in last time at 155. This was March 6th. You had an ex-dividend date, I think, in here somewhere. Maybe not. But they're going to buy it. From what I'm hearing, they're just going to buy a ton of stock back. Let's see how Shopify finally wound up. 23% at 57. I thought it was going to touch 58. I think it did at some point in time. Top is crazy. Let me go back to Active Trader Pro. Let's look at Top. What Top? Yeah. God. I had my old boss was texting me about Top as well, and we were going over. It halted, I think, around here, around 30 or 40 at the morning. And what was kind of funny was it halted at 40, and the bid and ask were 80. So I said, God, is this thing going to wind up doubling when it opens back up? And it wound up back at 30. So Top's in your traditional short squeeze, and there's the rug pull. around 100, everybody's like, yeah, just get out. No big deal. I'll just get out. So, Zephin, did you wind up keeping your Apple like I suggested, or did you wind up trimming and selling some? I know it hit 170 yesterday, but I didn't put in my my sell, so I figured I'd wait. But I think at 170, I was considering. DoorDash is up 5%. Expedia is up 1%. I think Expedia is a $100 stock, to be honest with you. Somebody asked me about that today on the live in the morning. Bookings is holding down. Booking holdings down 5%. AMD had a really good day, by the way. Zephin, I think you should keep it. I know you well enough by now to make mention that DoorDash is up almost 10%. Yeah, DoorDash beat. DoorDash beat by a lot. Here. Look at DoorDash. Look at how constant it has been over the last day. And then all of a sudden, oh, wait. DoorDash started going, it was up here, and now it's down? This 5-minute candle has gone all the way up to 68.50, and now it's at 59. Wow. But we're here for Apple. Yeah, 132 is a great price point. I mean, shit. 5 years from now. Wow. Yeah, DoorDash was up almost 10%. Now it's down almost 10%. Some algorithm is reading something bad in there. Zephyr, if you take a look at here, let's take a look at. I'm gonna move you over. Well, I've got Apple on. Take a look at a weekly. And your average stock price, your average price is about 132. Take a look at the double support on the weekly. 2020 June 2022, and January 2023. Those are kind of lows right there. And you've got it bounced up off those. Now take a look. The last time it did kind of a similar thing, 2019 through 2020. And that was at 50. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that this is a, $250 stock at this point next year. So I think you're doing well on that one. But let's see what Apple's doing. Lyft is down 12%. This is just more of a reason that Uber should be up. Coinbase is flat. Earnings alert. Let's see. Coinbase beat. Wow. They're adjusting down. Lyft is. Roblox is at $34. I think Roblox is the next $40 swing. Datadog is way up. That's one that's reporting. Coinbase loss. God, I just saw one. I think it's Billy or something that's up like $12. Boyle is down at 265. Dash is back up at 65, so it's back in the positive. Western Alliance is down. WAL down big. Uber's actually down. PepsiCo is up $1. Wow. Yeah, Bill Holdings, BILL. I think somebody had asked me about that before. They're up like $12. Coinbase is up 6%. I said I wouldn't touch it. I still say I wouldn't touch it. But did you just sell? Did you just sell, Zephin? Did you get yeah, listen, my cousin has Peppy Coin. You got to have nerves of steel to own Peppy Coin. Look at Bill. It's up at 91. It closed at 79. It's up at 91. Dude, I said it this morning. I don't know if you listened to today's podcast already, but I said it this morning. Hope and pray is a strategy for all of us. It's not unusual. It's just never a super successful strategy. So I don't blame you for buying Boyle, man. That thing, that'll suck you in. I'm telling you, at your age, I was buying shit like Boyle all the time. I just think, in my mind, KOLD has the momentum. And as long as it has the momentum, Boyle needs to gain the validation and the confirmation before you go into it. That's my take on it. DoorDash is up 2% now. Boy, you could have gotten that at 57, and now it's at 65. It just dipped down for a slight moment. Well, just remember, Zephin, what they're going to do. They're going to reverse split that one. So as it gets closer to $1, they're going to reverse split Boyle. And you'll be stuck for every 10 stocks, 10 shares, one share. Remember, I said it this morning too. If you lose 50%, it takes 100% to make your gains. Mike Santoli, man, that guy is just a genius sometimes. I know he's got producers behind the scenes that work with him too, but Boyle was actually one of the most active. It's in Active Trader Pro over here on the right. You can't see it, but it was down 15 cents to 266. Is Apple opening up again? It's halted, I think, at 165.60. Or my Active Trader Pro is busted. I don't know which. Nah, it's at 165.59. So it's trading. I see the volume moving up. It's just not moving. By the way, the VIX wound up at 20. I think if the VIX winds up... it's still 16 minutes away for Apple. I guess it's at 4:30. Just remember, Zephin, part of understanding trading is knowing when your losers are actual losers. You're not going to win on everyone. If you can win on 60% of your trades, you're doing better than most. Far better than most. And lot size matters as well. If you're going to play those triple levered ones, don't make them a major portion of your portfolio and just hope. If they're like 1 or 2% of your portfolio, who cares? You know, if 95% of your portfolio are just solid, good companies with solid earnings and solid management, you'll have nothing to worry about. Let me see. I'll tell you where I wound up the day. Indices check. We're going to do an indices check so we can see where we wound up the day. Try my Face ID. Boom, boom, boom. So the Dow Jones was down 0.86%. The NASDAQ was down 0.49. The S&P was down 0.72. I was down 0.5. So I didn't beat the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ beat me by 0.100th of a point. Yeah. I haven't had a good month of May so far. But listen, I think I've only had one losing month. The month of February was my losing one. Well, shit, Zeph, and I'm down. Hold on. Just on Cleveland Cliffs, and it's small lot sizes, but I'm holding for the long term. So, and this is one of my strategies, is I make sure that I hold for long term, so that, again, it's tax positioning. But I'll look at two, Bank of America and Cleveland Cliffs. So Cleveland Cliffs, overall, I am down 31%. But it's not even $1,000 that I lost. 31%, and I'm not even down $1,000. My average purchase price is $20.95. Because I went in too big on the first lot, I didn't hold off. Went in too big on the first lot. The following lots were fairly good. But they were smaller. Bank of America, I am down 9%. But that's not even $300. So the lot size was rather small on that one. Let's see what is a recent one that I bought. Oxy, I have not managed well at all. I don't think that I'm in for 1 year, but I'm down 6%. But that's not even $400. So, PXD, which was a great one and popped to 220. It's at 206 right now. I'm down $26 on that one. So not even 1%. Wells Fargo, that's a good one. I am down 9%, but that's not even $50. So small lot size. Again, I haven't been super happy and solid with the market. So I've been doing small lot sizes. So yeah, my 5, 10, 15%, it doesn't kill my account. Your lot size is huge, because if these are long-term buys, then you want to buy small lot sizes, because if they're going to continue to go down and you're in a market that will go down, you want your long-term buys to be, dollar cost average in. So, and I say this all the time, you want to identify how much your total investment in that stock or that security is going to be. Bank of America, if you got in at 27 and then got out at 30, fantastic. If you got in at 31 and got out at 27, I'd say you didn't hold long enough. Because what you should be doing is actually dollar cost averaging that one. That's my take on it. Okay, and why is Zephin the only one saying anything? Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new here, think about subscribing. I do a live podcast every morning. And I am more of a long-term investor than a short-term investor. Let me see. Pin message. I'm going to pin that message. I just pinned up at the top the 2 levered ETFs based on Apple. AAPD, AAPU. So D means if the stock goes down, AAPD will go up. If the stock goes up after hours, AAPU will go up. Yeah, that's perfect. Everybody likes this time, Brandon. You know who doesn't like this time? Me. Wait, Jose, you're long on top? And that sounds completely inappropriate. But you can't be long on top. Jose, top is a short squeeze. Like just after hours, it closed at 17. It's down at 11. I do think 11, and anybody that tells you that they know for sure is just lying to you, Jose. But my personal opinion is that with the volume spikes that we've seen, the 10-day volume is 5 million shares. Today we traded 7 million shares. So you're higher than the 10-day, and that means more people are actually trading it in the 10-day. Oh, Jose. Oh. Oh man, I hope it wasn't too big. I hope you sized it correctly. But I do think here's the good news. I'm not using a standing desk. Here, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on. I will take a picture and I will post it. I will post my entire setup here. So there's the TV. I'm going to post this on the Facebook group. Where's my Facebook? We'll post it over here. Boom, boom, boom. I'll post it as a comment. Oh, Jose. Jose. Oh, our condolences. But here's the thing. If Jose's playing that big on top, my hope is, Jose, this isn't like... Jose. I don't know. I do know... Yeah, but here's the thing, Jose. You won't do it again. You're down 14 games, but you won't do it again. I've lost 6 figures on trading oil, on UCO. I won't do it again. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Jose. Jose, the good news is you don't have to tip me for that advice. But that's harsh, man. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't put your... I like Devin at these levels, and WBD, let's see. We still got 7 minutes. This just got beaten down because of the Paramount news. Let's see. Bring you back over. We'll go to Safari and we'll go WBD. The problem is with the writer's strike, these guys ain't going to have new content, and so that's killing them as well. WBD just got you out with a loss, but I agree with you, Christian. The levels on that one are good. Devin, you know my swing on Devin is anything 60. It's at 48. I mean, I'm holding Devin. I'm losing Devin, but you know what? It is what it is. I think Devin's a good long-term play. I mean, the Devin with oil above 70, they're just going to give you more money. That's all they're going to do. So, let's see, Apple. I'm sure my parents are going to come up here and say, what the hell are you doing? And Brittany, bitch, I posted my setup on the Facebook group if you want to see where I'm at and what I'm doing. It's not a standing desk. It's literally a dresser. Christian, here's the thing. Ooh, Block is up 3%. Your boy holds Block. I hold Block and PayPal. I went over that this morning. Christian, the second that writer strike is fixed or done, all they're asking for is 2% of the profits, too. I don't think they're asking for anything crazy, but 2% of the profits, it seems like a lot. DraftKings is up like 3%. Wow, Lemonade. Look at Lemonade. Lemonade's up like 30%. I owned Lemonade. I think my dad still owns Lemonade, to be honest with you. Here, let's... we got 5 minutes. I like Block CFO. She's been on before. The good news is for you, Jose. I don't think that top is done. I kind of went into it, but here's my theory on this. And again, anybody that tells you they know, they're wrong because nobody knows. Top is a $1 stock. I mean, at best, the company's worth $1 a share, if that. Its 52-week low is $3.50, so I take that back. Maybe it's worth $3. But here's my take on it. Today you traded 8 million shares, and it's still going because it's got after hours. Yes, you're down at $10. With 8 million shares and your average 10-day volume at 5 million, that means the volume's actually continuing to go up. The bad news is that it looks like it's probably more selling than it is buying. The good news is that I think you're going to see it back up to 50 tomorrow. I don't think that. Hold on. Let me see. Is there anything in the jewelry box? Nothing at the top. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Brandon, there's nothing in that jewelry box. Absolutely nothing. Your boy doesn't wear jewelry. Are you okay? You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. We'll say hi. This one just got a bath. Let me make sure she's on camera so you can see her. She just got a bath, and so she's in here. The other one's downstairs because that's Penny. Daisy is downstairs because her belly is too big and her legs are too strong. She cannot climb stairs. But top, I think, Jose, I mean, at this point, if you're holding, do you have to go out there? Okay. Go on downstairs. If you're holding top, you got two choices. This is what kills accounts, by the way. That rug pull that you saw on top. By the way, Apple's actually up slightly after hours at 166. We've still got 2 minutes. Jose, there's nothing I can say. I mean, my guidance to you, if your account is shut down, can you still trade it? Because if you still got some money in it, I might take it out and just YOLO it into DraftKings. The Devils lost game 1 last night. You could put it on them in 7 to win against Carolina. You're getting some pretty good odds on that one. Apple is rising. Apple is going up. And look, the volume's coming up. Okay, come on. Come on. Hey, come on. Penny, come here. Okay, she's going to interrupt the thing. But Apple's almost up at 166.50. Here. Let's zoom in. Oh, there we go. Earnings are in. We're at 170. It's a good earnings. They just released it. You can see we're at 170. So AAPU was the deal. AAPU at 165. What AAPU close at? AAPU closed at 23. It's at 20. Ooh, you could have gotten 10% on this one, I bet. I bet it's going to 26. Beat on top and bottom. Wow, $1.52 per share. Zephin, hey, high five. Boom, we didn't sell. This one's going to 175. It's pulling back. As he reports, Mac and iPad sales are down. It starts to go down. Shit, I would say if you can get this one under 170, I think you're doing well. It's at 167 now. $90 billion in buyback. That was expected, so it's nothing new, nothing unforeseen. 20.9 billion, 20.91 in revenue. In service, just in services revenue. Gross margin 44.3 versus 44.1. Imagine being able to sell and having pricing power to be able to charge and make profit of 50%. So that means you produce a widget for $1, you're able to sell it for $1.50. That's huge. Now the guys are saying, yeah, well, it's a low bar. Bullshit. Apple's just that good. AAPU. Okay. I think we've seen Apple. My take on it still is, if you can get this in the 160s, get it in the 160s as they start to buy $90 billion worth of stock back. I think it's going to be, shit. I think if you can get this in the 150s, you're doing really well. I think Zephin, your 130s average price is fantastic. Hold on, I'll tell you what my average price is. And this is why I got on Apple, because, again, I've held it for so long. But all positions. Let's see. Average cost basis, $1.12. That's not managing it well, by the way. That's not managing it well. That's my main account. I've got IRA accounts where the average purchase price is $42. So, and those were buys in like 2017, 2018. So significantly, increased it over just a few years. It's not crazy to, I think it's 7 to 8 years is considered, if you can double a stock, that's considered super, super good. ARK says they can double your money in 5 years. So Apple's kind of sitting up here about 168, 169 is where it's putting in. It's kind of level. I bought early 2000s, very early 2000, friends. I've held it, and if you listen to my podcast, if you don't and you don't know, I've held it for years. I had not sold one share. I just added. And essentially what happened with my Apple is I took my first sale and I didn't manage it correctly. And that's why my purchase price is so low. And I don't want to get a tax bill. So taxes are super what I'm really, really focused on these days. But effectively, I held it. I just added to it. I added more. And it just continued to go up. Wasn't in the 80s. I don't hold any stocks that I bought in the 80s. Yeah, I've gotten rid of a lot, but Apple I sold for the first time. I sold in December, and the reason I sold in December was I tax loss harvested, and so I was able to grab a bunch of losses and make them, average it out. Friends, that's fantastic. That is unbelievable. High five on that. That's the goal, man. Just add to it. And for me, if I were starting out again, I would add to Apple. I'd add at 165, no problem. You know what? I wouldn't go all in. If I said, like today I had $10,000 and I wanted to add $10,000, I'd buy $1,000 at 167 right now. You know what? And then tomorrow, as it goes down to 161, I'd buy another $1,000. Or later next week, maybe it's down at 161, I'd buy another $1,000. If it goes up to 175, I'd buy another $1,000. You average your price in. The average price is the key on Apple. Long term, these guys make billions of dollars, and they're buying back $90 billion of stock. And they basically retire that stock. Other companies will buy back the stock, and they won't retire the stock. They'll hand it out as bonuses to executives. These guys do hand out bonus to executives, but the stock is so worthwhile. Yeah, I bet Buffett can't buy enough of this. He's probably buying more. I mean, let's look. Safari. Let's go in and let's go to FinViz. And let's see who's buying on the. It's all sales. Tim Cook sold 3 million shares worth $9 million at 165 on April 3rd. Yeah, senior VP sold 11 million at 165. They're selling around this level, but let me see. Berkshire average price for Apple shares. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Berkshire is still sitting on more than $90 billion of profits on its Apple stake. It costs around $34 a share. That was last year, this time last year. So it's probably what, I think he's bought more. $34 a share, and you can't, blink at that. I mean, $34 a share. He was buying a bunch of it for a long time. Let's see if they outline. If you buy Berkshire, by the way, you get actually a lower access to Apple. I think somebody had figured that out. Okay. I am out of here. Guys, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, come back. I'll be on in the morning and do a weekly recap of everything. Apple earnings will be kind of in focus. You're up 160 set to 167. So I think 167 is a good price for it. Costco closed at 490, under 500. Disney took a big hit down. That was based on the Paramount news. Let's see. MPLX, energy just sucked. Microsoft was up slightly. Moderna was up 3%. AMD was up. Let's see. AMD finished the day up 6%. It's not in my core portfolio, but I do own. I do own it. Or Uber reported and down 1%. Again, any reaction to them is an overreaction. Exxon down 1% to 105. This got you out with a gain of what? 8%, 6%, somewhere in that neighborhood up here. But it's gotten you out. You still don't have confirmation. It's a falling knife. It's oversold. Exxon's a good company. It's going to give you a solid dividend. I think it's going back to probably about 110, 120. So, I mean, these all-time highs at 120 were, great right after earnings, but now everybody's sold off. Your ex-dividend date's coming up, so if you want to buy it under a 100, get it at about 105. I think that's a good price for it. Okay, with that, I am out of here. Have a great night.